Hi everyone. Today I was supposed to discuss about my trip to the Philippines, but there's something interesting that actually happened. So, not about me, but I posted this comment, not comment, but something on Facebook. I said like toxic Filipino culture. So, children are parents' retirement plan. So something like that. Where did I get this idea? So apparently, I was looking around the internet of some the internet, and then I saw like someone asked that question, and then it was the most popular one, and I thought actually that's quite true. I've met a lot of people doing that, still doing it, and of course we should be, thankful for them and so on and so forth. Now, what is the difference of being a retirement plan and being someone who wants to do it? So it's like this. It was kind of misunderstood when I posted that. So I am not against, let's say a person who wanted to help or who wanted to assist their parents at their old age. That's okay, especially if you have extra money, and then if you not exactly extra, but it's like giving back to your parents, right? Now that's really good. I also agree with that. But on the other hand, some people, they cannot start their own life because their parents are too dependent on them. As I've said, I'm not against, like helping someone or something like that. So being a retirement plan is you're being obliged to help. For instance, let's say, I guess you saw this a lot. If you have friends who are working abroad, and usually when you talk to them, some of them, they didn't even save money, they don't really buy nice things, or when they do, they go for sale, or you would hear them, we're kind of open about it. It's like we're kind of proud of it, but still we feel it's also bothersome sometimes. For instance, like, oh, I just sent my siblings money for this and that. There's pride in helping, but on the other hand, there's also like a bit of, a pinch of hurt because, oh, maybe I could have saved that money. So there's a big fine line. Now, okay, what is the part? So that one, it's like you're not being obliged. Let's say if it's your parents' birthday, if it's your parents' sister's birthday, if there's a celebration, you're gonna offer that amount, openly, like you wanna help. Now, the other one, which is toxic, is that some parents, by the age of 40 to 45, 50, well, I understand that some people couldn't find jobs after that age, but instead of like looking for like maybe open up a small shop or something, they would depend on the person who is earning or the breadwinner. I really admire these people because some of them, they sacrifice themselves a lot. I someone close to me does that, and I've met a lot of Filipinos in Japan who does and did that. And it's okay to help your parents, but sometimes they also have to help their siblings, even if these siblings are already married with children. Of course, if you have excessive amount of money, it's really lovely to help, it's really lovely to give, but sometimes they're being obliged to the point like if you don't give them, they're gonna get angry at you, they're gonna call you selfish, they're even gonna curse you like you cannot bring that money when you die, you cannot, you're gonna get karma will bite you because you're so selfish, your attitude has changed ever since you went to United States or other countries. You became selfish. You're gonna, someday your all of your pride and everything, you will just fall or something. And that is true. I've heard that 1,000 times, and I'm really lucky it hasn't been said to me, or maybe they did, but I couldn't hear that. Maybe because from the beginning I already told them, like, this is what I could give. I will give when I want and when I need to. And I have a bargain with them. Not exactly a bargain. When my parents separated, I was taken care by my aunts until I was 16, 17, and then I just lived with my dad. But from 16, I started working, and I paid for my university by working full-time as a waitress in a hotel restaurant and many other jobs. So maybe they have kind of shame to ask me, they're ashamed to ask me right now. But at the same time, it also makes me feel a bit more happier, because I don't have to bother myself with that. And I don't mean to be selfish, but my parents, they started their own families, and their new family is their responsibility and not mine. Since their new family didn't really see me as their responsibility, it's not a revenge, but it's reality. So maybe they also realize that. That's why they don't, they don't force or anything. But at the same time, I don't want to oblige myself. So yeah. Now, how about others? Well, they couldn't say no to that. Why? It's ingrained in our culture. To be so, it's like this. We were taught to think about other people's opinion, that they matter a lot. So whatever they say, we get affected by it. I still do, to be honest. And yeah, but recently I think when you turn at this age, you just meh, like that. But I think it was ingrained in our culture. For example, they would compare us to other children. They would tell us, oh, you should study hard because once you get a job, you're gonna help me take care of your siblings and pay for their education. And then when you get, and then that happens, and then some people, because of this pressure, they just get married because at an early age. I think that before that was, one root cause of early teenage pregnancy. I asked these women, why did you get married early? They're usually the eldest or the youngest, but they're like, oh, it's so difficult at home. But they didn't realize that having a new child is also difficult because it's also a responsibility. But they weren't told like that. They would just focus on their responsibility in their previous house, and then it's a cycle once again, because they would tell their child to take care of their child and their siblings and so on. Now, when does it become like a retirement plan? So most Filipinos way back, the older ones, they don't have pension. So why is that? I don't know. But most of them, they don't, or they just paid a little bit, so they get a little bit. As children, they want to help them, but then these parents, they would say, oh, why don't you help your sister right there? Maybe she needs help. Her daughter is sick. Her daughter cannot go to school. Until if you help that child, you have to help every children. And why do I know this? Okay, my aunt in London did that for me. But in her case, she told me that, she helped me until high school. But she said to me when I graduated, whatever you do after this, it's your life. If you ruin your life, that's your problem. Fortunately, it's not yet ruined. I still have time to ruin it, but that's it. Then she told me, like, don't worry about me. I'm okay. And so on. But at the same time, her other siblings, they also complain about it, like, why are you helping her? She has parents and so on. And not only me, it also happens here. When I went to Korea and then even in Japan, when we meet older generation overseas Filipino workers, that's the first thing that they say. Always save money because No one's gonna help you once you're gone, once you have nothing. A lot of them, they couldn't go home. Why? Because they have so much responsibility, and by the time they start taking care of themselves or thinking about themselves, they couldn't anymore. It's either they're too old, too many people are dependent on them, or they're afraid of not being accepted when they go back. Because let's be honest, if you have no money, sometimes you're gonna be ignored. So that's one factor of these things. So shame, our culture, family culture, what they taught us. And then number three, another one is most, I don't know, but maybe in my generation recently, a lot of financial knowledge are being shared, like for example books, and then online in Filipino as well. They're very helpful in teaching younger generations of saving even just a little bit for themselves, because once even they help all of their siblings, these siblings most probably they won't help back. And a lot, you guys can check out Peso, since it's Filipino, but you can press like translation. Maybe it's not perfect translation, but you'll get the hang of it. Like a lot of them are complaining either their husbands are lazy, their mother and father, they're dependent on them, they are overseas Filipino workers who are at this certain age where like 30, 40, and they couldn't get a boyfriend or girlfriend, or they have a boyfriend or girlfriend, they want to get married, but they just can't because their family's dependent on them. So that is the difference of being a retirement plan and being, like taking care of your family with your own choice, with your, with your choice. So with your own prerogative. So that's it. There's a fine line. Like, if you give, thank you. If you don't, thank you. Now, yeah. So that's the difference. Next time I'll be explaining why a lot of Filipinos are dependent on the breadwinner. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you understand now. But again, I admire people who are sacrificing their lives. I have been taken care of this person who did that for our family. After the volcano erupted, my grandfather lost his business, my mother, we were dependent with US Air Base, and everything just disappeared. And after 10 years, 20 years, 15, 20, 20, 20, 20, 25 years, it's just now that every single of our family members are, they are in a good place. So my aunt is ready to go back home and retire, but I told her come to Japan because she got used to London life. London life, you can walk everywhere, right? But not in the Philippines. What's she gonna do in the Philippines? And yeah, but her pension is settled, everything is settled, our family is settled. It's, of course, she spearheaded the start, and then it's up to the families when to take a step. And I'm happy that we did take our step. It made us stronger. And yeah, I don't know if other OFWs will have this courage. My advice for other OFWs, I really don't know. I couldn't really tell them what to do with their money because it's their money. But maybe just leave some for yourself. Even just 20%. Pay yourself, even just 20% of what you earn. Because in the long run, once you stop working, if you're an overseas Filipino worker, no one's gonna help you because these people, it's just enough for them. And invest and make sure you get, like your investments are not like Ponzi schemes, or if you will buy a property, it's not named for you, for your family members. Honey, you're not gonna get anything with that. So pay yourself, take care of yourself, your health first and foremost. If you have a chance, get a health insurance wherever you are right now. And yeah, treat yourself. It's very important. Give what you can, help when you can. If you still want to keep on helping more than what you can, that's also okay. But yeah, think about yourself in the next 10 years and think of one worst case scenario. Once you have that idea in your mind, it's gonna it's gonna be a domino effect. You would understand what I mean. But I'm thankful for those who have helped their families and those who have taken care of themselves, even for foreigners who assisted their wives in improving the lives of their families. I thank you guys. It's a wonderful thing. So that is the difference. So I'm sorry it's too long. So thank you guys for watching. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.